There's been quite a lot of talk about backwards compatibility and remasters for the PS5, and while there are plenty of PS4 titles that could benefit from improved visuals and DualSense functionality, several PS3 titles deserve to be brought into the new generation as well. Let's take a look at 15 PS3 titles that need to be remastered for the PS5. KILLZONE 2. While Guerrilla Games has become well known for the Horizon series, remastering KILLZONE 2 for the PS5 seems a given. It's the game that put the company on the map, and its excellent visual fidelity, attention to detail, fun gameplay, and solid multiplayer would make a smooth transition over to the console. If a new sequel on PS5 isn't coming anytime soon, then it makes sense to revisit KILLZONE 2 in some capacity. Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots. It's kind of sad to see how every Metal Gear Solid title has been released for multiple platforms throughout the years, while Metal Gear Solid 4: Guns of the Patriots is still stuck on the PS3. You could argue that every Metal Gear Solid title deserves a PS5 re-release. But this is the ultimate finale for Solid Snake, his last major hurrah as a hero, and a fitting end for characters like Meryl, Liquid Snake, Ocelot, and so many more. If there's any time to bring it back, it's the next generation. Ratchet & Clank Future Saga. The Ratchet & Clank reboot on PS4 was fairly good, leaving aside the terrible movie it tied into, but if Insomniac Games brought back the entire Future Saga to the PS5, it would be truly amazing. Imagine Tools of Destruction, Quest for Booty, A Crack in Time, and Into the Nexus all remastered and running in 4K 60 FPS. Heck, throw in some ray tracing and HDR support as well, and it would be an excellent way to experience the duo's PS3 adventures. Resistance Trilogy. Much like Ratchet & Clank's Future Saga, Insomniac's Resistance Trilogy deserves a chance to shine on a new generation of consoles. Each title stood out on its own, whether it's the spin on alien invasion in the first game, the quest of the Sentinels in the second, or the more survivor shooter-oriented nature of the third, which also added in campaign co-op. And like the other titles, we can see them leveraging the PS5's power to better deliver on all of its spectacle. Infamous 1 and 2. Delsin Rowe wasn't a terrible protagonist by any means, but Cole McGrath is in a different league. Featuring in the first two Infamous games, it was fun to see Cole learning about his conduit powers, preparing to battle the Beast, and choosing between good and evil. With the PS5, Sucker Punch could make both titles look better than ever, while also improving on the camera and Karma systems. MOTORSTORM Collection. Evolution Studios showcased its simulation chops with Drive Club, but it offered an incredible arcade racing experience with the MOTORSTORM franchise first. The awesome track spanning a variety of environments and vehicle classes, from rally cars to bikes and even big rigs, fit in with the rough and tumble nature of races. Whether it's MOTORSTORM's desert focus, MOTORSTORM Pacific Rim's more exotic approach, or the Badlands of MOTORSTORM Apocalypse, a remaster of all three titles would be great. Heavenly Sword. Before there was Senua's Sacrifice or Saga, there was Nariko and her quest to defeat Bohan's armies by wielding the Heavenly Sword. The stylish combat and incredible scenery, further matched by the excellent facial animation and production values, helped in the face of lackluster puzzles and short playtime. But a few tweaks and some more content, not to mention a higher frame rate, could help this title stand out for a newer audience. MAG. Developed by Zipper Interactive, MAG was a game ahead of its time with battles for up to 256 players. These were divided into different squads with leaders, and later, a skill tree was added with classes like Marksman and Medical. There were even PMC factions with their own unique weapons and looks. The sheer number of bugs, balance issues, and technical issues would be MAG's undoing, but with today's technology, it would fit well among all the Battle Royale titles today. Puppeteer. SIE Japan Studio has had quite the range of excellent titles for this generation, from Astrobot Rescue Mission to Gravity Rush 2. So it's interesting to look back at Puppeteer, a puzzle platformer set in a puppet theater. The atmosphere, storytelling, and presentation were all praised at the time, and the aesthetic would look incredible on the PS5. Whether it'll happen or not remains to be seen, but we can still dream. SIREN Blood Curse. That Silent Hill reboot may or may not be coming to the PS5. So why not fill the void with another frightening horror title? SIREN Blood Curse sees a cast of characters struggling to survive against the Shibito of Hanuta Village. Its various thrills, combined with a mechanic that allows for seeing through other characters' eyes, could make for a terrifying experience on the PS5. Twisted Metal 2012. The Twisted Metal franchise is fairly underrated, especially when it comes to vehicle combat titles. Twisted Metal 2012, a reboot of the franchise, developed by David Jaff's Eat, Play, Sleep, has its imperfections, but the destructive environment, weapon variety, and online multiplayer made it a joy in its own right and well worth a revival on PS5. WARHAWK. Though it will have more competition now than back in the day, WARHAWK still offers a unique multiplayer experience. As a third-person shooter, it incorporates combat on the ground and air, from jeeps and tanks to dropships and jetpacks, which were added in expansions. More combat, better connectivity, and improved visuals would certainly make it a worthy remaster. STARHAWK. And if not, there's STARHAWK, a spiritual successor to WARHAWK, which added mechs, RTS elements like the ability to build defenses and other structures, and a story mode. Along with 32-player battles, it even has a co-op horde mode. A lot of work needs to be done to improve the overall production values, but the sheer range of combat options helps it stand out even to this day. Tales of XILLIA 1 and 2. Tales fans talk about Vesperia, Symphonia, and Berseria as the most standout titles, and for good reason. But it would be great to see Tales of XILLIA receive some love as well. Despite mixed opinions on the story, the combat system was universally praised, while the characters were pretty likable even with their shoddy voice acting. If Bandai Namco irons out these issues, then we could see a definitive edition of both games being fun to play. LittleBigPlanet 1 and 2. Sackboy is embarking on his own platforming adventure on the PS5, and it's looking incredibly charming. So why not bring back LittleBigPlanet 1 and 2, two games that help define the play, create, share model to the console as well, especially since the PS4 version of LittleBigPlanet 3 will be backwards compatible. If nothing else, they could provide even more solid puzzle platforming action for fans.
And that wraps it up. If you like what we are doing, please consider subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to switch on the bell notification icon. That way you will never miss out on any of our videos.